Okay, this week we're gonna address family creations, uh, and we're gonna add in our sewer piping back here across this this back line. Um, what we're gonna create as a family member, I'm gonna show you two different ways to do it. Is this head wall right here, and one way to do it is in Inventor. Um, doo- 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 And since you're skilled in Inventor already, this is the quickest way to make it. However, you can see I applied chamfers to all the edges. Chamfers do not translate over into Revit. I thought it would, but it does not. I have not tried to do a sweep along these edges to chamfer the edges and cut that out to see if that will transfer also. I don't know. Uh, but for we're doing site development in Revit, so the chamfers really don't play that important of a role. But uh, when you were when you create something, a family for Revit, you have to have basically you got to have a base point, a reference plane that you're going to use to insert it with and measure from. So creating it in Inventor, uh, let me just turn on my work planes. And basically what I did, I, I, I created an offset plane from my XZ plane down to this level here at the top of the footing. And I did the sketch on that and extruded it up so that the center of the hole where the pipe goes is on the origin of my X and my Y planes. And I did the front face. It doesn't matter. You could do front face or you could do back face of this one. Either one would be fine. Um, on that XY plane there. Okay, and then I did the sketch for the footing and extruded it down. Okay, um, I created it in Inventor and in here on the BIM tab. Of course, now I'm using the 2016 version of Inventor here, but on the BIM tab, you can run a check features, and it checks it, and it's going to give you a warning message if you got chamfers that chamfers don't translate. Then you go BIM exchange. Uh, I didn't mess with any of these things here, okay, because I've already got it going. The UCS, that shows me where my coordinate plane is. If I want to change that, I could, but I built it based on that. You can do these things right here, and you go export, and it will go through the steps of converting it into a Revit family file. Okay, all right, that's one way to do it. And based on your skills already, that's the quickest way because you know how to use Inventor pretty well. Um, but I want to show you how to do it in Revit. So I'm going to close down um, Inventor so I got a little bit of memory free. All right, now then, here's the PDF that's attached to the assignment. And these are typical head walls. Um, and it's based on pipe diameter. Okay. Now this particular one is using corrugated metal pipe. Okay, back there for that drain. And I had to look it up and see what the pipe thickness is. And basically, we allow an 1.75 inches on our diameter size for pipe thickness. Okay, but here's our the basic layout and the dimensions. Now, I'll go ahead and tell you if you're creating this, if you put in dimension B, dimension F doesn't work. If you put in dimension F, dimension B doesn't work. They're within an inch of each other, but see, these things here are rounded to, the nearest inch, except for that one is a half inch. So pick either dimension B or dimension F and go with that. whichever way you create it, you want the center of the hole to be your origin. That's going to make it the easiest to place it. Okay. And then, like I said, on the inventor side, don't worry about putting in the 1-inch bevel corners. Now, the one that we're going to create is for a 24-inch pipe diameter. So here's your dimensions across here. And our opening is actually going to be 25 3/4 of an inch. Okay. All right. So you can try it both ways and see how it works. But I wanted to kind of show you that. Let me drag that out of my way here. Now let's talk about placing these things before we start actually creating it. Civil piping deals with what's known as inverts, and that's the distance from, or that's the elevation down to the lower opening of the pipe. I guess is the easiest way to say it. It would be the elevation at the bottom of the pipe where it sticks out. Okay, that's the pipe. It's not the head wall because the head wall opening is larger than the pipe, so that the pipe will actually go into it. So this is the invert elevation for where the pipe exits here. Here on our catch basin, we've got an invert in and an invert out. The out is, the out drain pipe. Okay, the in is where it's draining into it, and so you see they're different elevations there. That's the bottom of the pipe, of the inside of the pipe. So we're dealing with a 24-inch pipe here. So when I go to place the pipe and place the head wall, I'll add 1 foot to this, the radius of the pipe, and that will give me the elevation to place my head wall and to place this pipe. So I would place it at 826.8. Okay. This one I would add 1 foot. This one here, excuse me, is an 18-inch pipe. So I'm going to add 9 inches or 0.75 feet to the invert in elevation when I go to place that pipe. Okay, so now let's go to Revit, and I'll show you how we're gonna make this thing here. This is what it looks like. All right, so I'm gonna close that one. If you go into the CAD learning site and just go to the Revit 2017 library, scroll down kind of near the bottom, and there's a section on family creation. And these things, if you got questions beyond what I'm covering in the videos, these will help you a lot on these things here. Okay. Now in creating families, you can't make a hole in a family. You have to make a void. A little bit different than working in Inventor. And the stuff about geometry and reference planes, there's a lot of good information there. I'm not going to require you to watch those videos, but go there and look for answers to your questions.